All right, traders, welcome to today's webinar event. My name is Sean Kozak, and I'm going to be the presenter for today. We've been planning for months the development and the release of the smart money trading software that we've been building behind the scenes with the development teams and with our partners over at ARC and NeuroStreet and all that fun stuff. And, just a couple groundkeeping rules before we kick off the webinar. We do appreciate your patience, so rest assured we'll get through the event in a timely manner. If you do have questions, please type them in the chat box because I've got my team here to help assist in answering them. I will not be paying any attention to the chat box until the end of the event. So if you ask me a question or if you put comments in the chat, I'm not paying attention to it because I'm doing the event. So it's not a disrespect to you. It's that I want to make sure we get through the presentation. And then at the end of the webinar, I'll spend a lot of time with Q&A and we'll go through that at that time. So rest assured, if I'm not responding, it's not because I'm ignoring you. Okay. Also, if you can't stay, we are recording the event. So for whatever reason you have to leave, rest assured, we'll definitely get you the material either by email today or tomorrow, and that'll cover all the information should you have to leave the webinar. Okay, so let's get started. What we're going to do today is we're going to essentially talk about how to automate multi-time frame market structure and locate smart money trading zones. And essentially, the reason why this is coined smart money concepts is because this is literally what a lot of the strategies bank and prop traders use for very large trades, very big R multiple trades. Now we're going to talk about top-down analysis, and we're also going to spend a lot more time on the intraday scalping today. But tomorrow, for everybody that is using the smart money tool sets today, and you guys decide to move forward with purchasing the software and getting on board the training, we will be hosting a private event that'll be going more into the strategies tomorrow. That being said, I do need to cover a quick disclaimer before we kick things off because, as you know, trading bears risks and I can't guarantee anything. But one thing I can do is I can educate and provide all the details around the use case and the products of the services that we're talking about here today. So can you guys do me a favor and just, take a look at this disclaimer? I'm not a broker, a CTA, nor your advisor, and I'm not telling you to buy or sell any securities. And past performance never guarantees future results. Can you guys type a yes or a Y in the chat box that you've read and understand the risks so that I can move forward with the presentation? Excellent. Thank you. So what we're going to do is, and I really think you guys are going to like this webinar because it's much different than anything you guys have been with us for a while. So who is this webinar for? Okay, well, we're going to go through some, and we're going to go through a bunch of topics here, and we're going to go through some theory. We're going to go through some information. Then we'll get into some examples. This event is for anybody that is struggling with technical analysis. Okay, market structure. This event is for traders that are looking for a winning edge. Maybe you don't have one, or maybe you're struggling. This event is for anybody looking to increase or enhance your performance. Anybody looking for a better strategy. How many of you guys are on the hunt for a much better strategy? Maybe you don't have a winning system, or you're always looking for something that's better. There's nothing wrong with that. You always want to advance or enhance so that we can become better at the market. This is definitely for day traders who are sick and tired of getting stopped out because they're not getting to where they want to be as an intraday trader. And this is definitely for people that don't have any experience at all. Maybe you're getting started in this industry, or maybe you've never learned any bad habits, so to speak, right? Or you've never put together a track record and trying to fix things. This is for anybody that wants a better use of their capital. So trading is a business, and it's a business of money management. And therefore, if you're not getting the results that you've been looking for, then ultimately your use of capital and time is not being put to use properly. So this is why we want to be able to provide you with a solution to enhance that. anyone looking for a winning business model. So like I said, trading is a business, and the strategy is the application of that business. Just like a restaurant, their business is selling food. Just like a trucking industry, their business is transport. Trading, it's financial management, right? And last but not least, everybody here that is looking for something easy and simple to learn and trade. One thing I'm known for is taking advanced concepts and making them simple. If you've been around or you've been to any events that I've done in the past where I've broken down complex trading systems, I'm going to take what I'd like to think is one of the most advanced trading concepts in the industry, smart money concepts essentially, and I'm going to simplify it right down to exact rule-based strategies. And I love doing this because when I can define rules around something, it'll make it easier for you to learn something, okay? Let's talk about who this isn't for, right? And if you're on this list, I just kindly ask for you to just leave, right? You're in the wrong event if your name or if your criteria checks off here, right? I'm not interested in presenting to anybody that's got their walls up or they're coming here with a skeptic attitude. Okay, we got no time for that. Anybody who thinks you know it all, right? If you come into this event thinking that you've got it all figured out, this is definitely not the event for you. Okay. If you do not have money, so if you're somebody that is here and you do not have money to A, invest in yourself, and B, put towards your trading business, then I kindly ask you to reconsider the model itself, because trading is a business of money. And if you don't have it, then it's difficult for you to participate. Okay. Anyone who has a small mind or a negative outlook on trading, maybe you've lost money before, maybe you've been through the ringer, you're up and down, your strategies aren't working, you've been, you bought some programs and packages from vendors or whatever the case, and you've got a chip on your shoulder, right? If that's you, either shake it off or leave, because there's no place for me to hear, because I won't be able to help you, right? It'll be very hard for me to get through to somebody that's got their blinders on. Okay. Anybody that is unwilling to put in the time to learn what we're going to teach you. This is about you learning something. So you're going to have to understand what we're talking about and then be able to apply it. That comes with a little bit of effort. Okay. Anybody that has a get rich quick mentality, trading, a lot of people get bit by the excitement of quick leverage and essentially, getting really rich, really quick overnight. Everybody's been in that scenario at one point in their time, even myself, and you got to get out of that real quickly, because that'll definitely hurt you as a trader. Okay. Anyone that's making excuses for what is essentially your responsibility to change. Everybody's got baggage in this industry. Everybody has emotional, problems when it comes to managing risk or emotions, etc. But the truth is, we need to take ownership for that, right? So you don't want to be blaming other people, especially if you're searching for some holy grail, right? Like, that doesn't exist. Strategies are about probabilities, not about a get rich quick mentality. Okay. And last but not least, if you're pointing the finger at other people for your results, you're in a dangerous place. Right. So can everybody agree that this is a fair list, that if you're on this list, you don't belong in this community? How many of you guys would agree? Right. We want a bunch of positive thinkers willing to tackle the markets and slay some dragons. Right. I want to be around a bunch of people that are willing to take action and get the job done. Okay. Agreed. Yeah. A lot of people here are agreeing with me. Good. So we know you're in the right place. So I want you to stop for a second. And this webinar, I can assure you, is not going to be like any other event you've been in. Trust me, I've done thousands of them, and this is definitely a new type of a presentation. And I spent a lot of time putting this together for a reason. I want you to visualize for a second. I literally think that there's a visualization process that needs to happen here in this event. Maybe it's an aha moment for you. What would your life actually look like? Okay, truly, like, what would your days look like, your weeks? What would it look like at the end of every Friday if you left the week with consistent winning streaks, with little to no drawdowns? Okay, like picture that. Like, isn't that the picture perfect scenario? That if you could be a consistently winning trader with very little heat on your account? What would your life look like? How many of you guys want that? Can you guys tell me a yes or a no? How many of you guys want this? It would be a breath of fresh air, Wayne says. Yeah. Peter says it would be amazing, right? Okay. Well, there is people out there that are living that reality. Okay. So I commend you, because everybody that is here today is looking for that scenario to be their reality. Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity to make that a reality today. It's not just about some product. It's not about just some webinar about some indicator. I'm going to show you some stuff that's could really change your business, could really change the way you trade. Much more so than anything you've been looking at or you've been exposed to in this industry from a product or a system perspective, okay? And I'm going to show you the strategies today. We're going to show you some really rules-based killer setups that are going to be like, wow, okay? Now, over the next 60 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how the SMC, for those of you that don't know what SMC is, it's called Smart Money Concepts, and how it's changing the industry essentially for everybody, and it will change your trading. I can assure you this. I'm going to teach you how to get rid of all of the systems and the setups and the indicators that you're using. I guarantee you, if I went to every one of your offices, you've got a bunch of stuff on your charts that are garbage, that don't need to be there. Stuff that you're probably holding on to, or that you haven't let go of, or you're probably building and trying to test some ideas, et cetera, et cetera. But the whole job is to be able to get you to be able to take your capital and scale it quickly, which means you got to let go of all the stuff that isn't working for you, okay? We're going to talk about how to create a daily income that you can actually depend on. And, you know, hopefully get you to a point where you can actually have some bragging rights. What does that mean? Well, everybody likes to have something to be proud of. Well, you know, having a really good trade statistic performance report for your trading business is a really good, you know, talk around the shop, so to speak, when you're with your friends, but you got to earn it. And that takes a little bit of time. And I'm here to show you how to do that today. Okay. Now, I'm also going to show you step-by-step examples that would arguably prove that the methods today are going to be far better compared to anything that you're actually using right now. And it's going to be an enhancement as well as a combination effect where you're going to be able to take what I'm showing you today and use it with every system and every piece of software that you've ever purchased. Okay, we're going to talk about top-down analysis that makes Smart Money Concepts the bank levels and essentially really major areas of interest that smart traders are relying on. You're only going to want to look at this stuff. I can assure you that after I teach it to you, you're not going to want to have a trading chart open without the tool set on it. I haven't been able to look at a chart differently since I've had this on my charts, and I've been in this business a long time. Okay. Plus, I'm going to teach you the exact rules for the buying and the selling setups that are going to take the guesswork out of the strategies. Okay. Because, you know, how many of you guys have heard somebody try to teach something, but at the end of it, you're like, I just don't understand what the hell they're talking about? Can you guys give me a yes that you've ever tried to learn from a trading group or a chat room or a Discord group or been in a trading room and you just can't make sense of what the freaking guy's telling you, right? Well, I can assure you here today that there is literally no subjectivity to any of the setups that I am going to teach you today. So if you're looking for exact rules for the strategy, you're in the right place today. Okay. So let me show you an example. Okay, I'm gonna. This is an example of one of the setups, and I just want to break this down a little bit. We're gonna get into the software in a little bit. We're gonna open up some charts. We'll show you that. But what I'm here to show you is an example. Okay. One of the things that you can do is you can color the software so that you have, you know, either bullish candles or bearish candles. But my favorite part of the software, I want you to remember, is the boss. This is a very important line that our software is going to plot on your charts. This is not some random price point. These are major critical areas of interest that I'm going to be using today over and over for every single strategy setup that I teach you. Every single strategy that I use for this software involves the boss. Now, a lot of other smart money traders may teach you all of the other stuff, but I just think it's garbage. I truly do. I just think it's just a bunch of stuff you see on YouTube, and it's like you could have maybe a 20% win rate, and you take 20 losses in one win, and maybe you might get back to where you want to be. I just haven't seen anything that is worth sharing, except for what I'm about to teach you around the break of structure. BOSS stands for break of structure. And this example is when you get a break of structure and the market induces the price action. And then what they do is they suck in all the traders only to go back and challenge the lows that created the break of structure. This is called an order block, but it's an order block that is coming from the pivot that broke the structure. Very, very important. All the other order blocks that you find out there are rendered useless with regards to this type of a pattern. And when you take this trade, the entry is here. Your stop loss goes basically a factor of your target. Your target is to challenge the next swing high. And so depending on how you want your stop, you could have it below the swing, below the level, or a factor of risk versus reward. But this type of a setup, you would enter the order block that was led from the break of structure, and your target is the opposing swing that led to that pullback. That's just one example of how you can trade using the smart money system, okay? Now let me show you another example. This is a different example. This is also involving the boss. You're going to find that everything I teach you is to do with the break of structure. Here was a swing that led to the break of structure boss here. There was a rotation that came up here and it came back down, okay? So you'll see here that this price action came up, rotated, broke the boss, and pumped down. Well, what we do is you got to remember that if you've got a market that's trading sideways, it pumps up, pulls back, comes down here, and then boss, it breaks this key level. That's exactly what you're seeing here. It went sideways, pushed up, induced the orders, came back down, started the uptrend, started the downtrend. This is a very important rotation. The market will rotate, and then you break the structure. What we're doing is we're wrapping a profile around that rotation. Why? Because that is a very important decision point. The volume that took place in this location led to the break of structure. So that point of control is a very interesting location for a trade. And you can literally nest your entry right on the point of control. You put your stop above the value high, and you set your targets according to risk management, or you can have a farther objective to target the lows down here as well. This is another setup. It's called the boss POC, okay? Does everybody understand this? Did everybody understand the prior example? I'll give you this. Did everybody understand this setup? Give me a yes, you understand this trade. Okay. Give me a yes that you understand this. We're looking for the boss rotation, and we're looking for the point of control that led to the boss break. Okay. This is what I would call order block traps. So what this is where you've got a boss, when you're in range bound markets, okay? When we're in range bound markets, this is only meant for ranging scenarios, okay? Oscillating markets, you can see this is a pretty large range, okay? What this is you've got a boss, and right above it, you've got supply. And then you've got a boss, and right below it, you've got demand. So what these are, we call these are order block traps, where you've got smart money on the opposing side of structure levels. So what would happen is you get all of these trend traders and all of these breakout traders that ultimately will be getting ready to get in board this uptrend. They're like, yay, I'm going to ride a trend, right? But they don't realize that you've got an order block waiting here for that inducement, and the smart money will suck the orders in, only knowing they're going to trap all those traders and they're going to come back down to target the opposing lows. Same thing here. This one overshot the level to run the stops, but the demand was definitely a point of interest because they came right back up for a big lift, right? So these are what we consider order block traps, and they hide themselves on the opposing levels of swings that are creating bosses, right? So if you got a boss here, but you got supply up here, so what would happen is you would wait for that inducement and you would short. If we had a boss down here and there was an order block down here that was sitting here, that would be considered a great example of a trap, the break of structure only to lift back up. So these are strategies that can be used with the software. And what's really important is that you realize that, like, there is so many ways to leverage the smart money tool set. It's impossible for me to put it on a list. Like, there's just so many ways to trade it. These are 3 examples that I wanted to show you. We've got the boss order block opposing setup. We've got the boss point of control setup. And then we've got the boss order block traps. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to let you guys know that if you stick around to the end of this webinar, after we present the offer, for everybody that stuck around all the way to the end, we're going to be giving away a license. Okay, we're going to be giving away a license to 1 attendee. So just stick around to the end, because it's the only way you're going to be able to qualify to get a free license of the software. So hopefully you came here with Lady Luck on your side. And 1 lucky person in here is going to get an opportunity to get this, right? And we'll announce the winner after, okay? So there are some problems that a lot of traders are facing, okay? The first one is always second guessing themselves. Like, every trader that I've ever met is always second guessing their trades. How many of you guys feel you're struggling with this? You get in, and as soon as you're in, you're like, I hope this trade works. You got the disease of the hopium. You're not alone. It's a known problem, okay? The other one is doing your analysis properly. Like, this is not to offend anybody or to, try to, get on the bad side of anybody. Hopefully you got some thick skin, but I'm here to break it to you that everybody in this event will struggle at time to time drawing their analysis properly when it comes to where the trends should be drawn, where the range actually is. Is it a major level versus a minor level? Is it major structure versus minor structure? So drawing your information objectively accurate is always going to be a problem, because the market's always moving and most traders are looking at multiple charts and all this stuff, right? This automatically does all of this properly for you. Okay. Now, manually trying to find the trades. Well, for me, one of the hardest parts with trading is being able to look at the chart and to have your eye automatically see the trade setups. How many of you guys find that if you could have software that's going to tell you where to focus and when, you just leave everything else left of it? Like, you don't focus on other things. If I could teach you to just look for the break of structure and then hone in onto the setup that you're looking to trade, I can assure you that it's going to remove the need to manually do this, which will relieve a headache for most of you. How many of you guys feel you're taking trades in the wrong locations? You get into the market, and for whatever reason, it just seems to go in against you, right? I know that answer, but it's something that's obvious, right? Because everybody feels like they're struggling, they're trading against the market, they're getting stopped out all the time, right? You're getting stopped out, and getting stopped out is usually because of 2 things. Either your stop is too tight, or you just got a misread on the market. There's nothing else to it. It's the reality. Okay. Well, I'm here to tell you that I understand. I get it. More importantly, I've been where you are. And I know that some of the people that we have in our team, developers, educators, and also good traders that we use for beta testing, we've all been where you are. Like, you're not alone. It's not something that you're not special if you're struggling. You're a trader. You're on the growth journey of a trader. Okay. And I'm going to show you today what works and what doesn't. Like, there's not going to be in-betweens here. There's not going to be, well, maybe we could have done this, or this shoulda, coulda, woulda. There's no room for that. Okay. And the truth is, it's not your fault. I'm here to give you a breath of fresh air as well. Like, the exciting news is that if you're able to relate with anything that I've explained here today, none of those problems are actually problems. They're merely symptoms of the situation. So if you're getting stopped out, it's not actually all your fault. And, you know, if you're struggling with second guessing, and if you're feeling like you're challenged with your analysis, like, the truth is, it's not your fault. The real problem is that a lot of times it's the tools that you're using. Like, there has to be some onus put on you. And then the other side of it is that you're probably using the wrong indicators for you, or you're probably using the wrong system that's meant for you. So for any of you guys that feel like, God, like, I just need a break, or like, I hope that my trading can come around, or I don't know what I'm going to do, like, I'm here to take that burden off you and help you realize that it's not all your fault. And that's a really refreshing thing to know, because if I can take the strugglers in here, or anybody that's trying to find a better edge, and I can show you a better solution, then you don't need to worry about these things anymore. Those problems are no longer problems to you. How many of you guys want a solution? How many of you guys came here looking for a better solution? A better edge. Finally, something that's simple, that's really easy to trade, and freaking accurate. Okay? Good. Then this is what I'm going to do. Okay? I'm going to show you how to automate it so that you don't have to do it on your own. And I'm going to show you how to pinpoint the exact trades. I'm going to write the rules for you on the screen. I'm going to show you exactly what to look for. And you're going to be surprised, because not all of these trades are producing small wins. These are actually going to be producing some pretty big opportunities. Not all of them need to be scalped for a few ticks. You could trade some pretty big trades off of them. And we're going to show you yesterday and some trades from today. And then we can go over a lot more tomorrow in the class. Okay. So if you've ever seen us talk about this, like, we always talk about, you know, your why and all that. Well, I'm not here to kind of, you know, do that. I'm here to give you an opportunity to finally make that a reality. So all of the things we always talk about, why you get into this business, and a lot of people never seem to ever get there. Well, now it's within reach, because I would argue that for the most part, a lot of you are going to find what we're showing you today a completely new way of trading. And it may just be the only way you trade moving forward. Like, it could very well be the answer that everybody's looking for. So all of these things that impress you and all these things that motivate you are actually now going to be within reach, finally. Right? It doesn't need to be just some type of dream. Okay. Now, I want to show you an example. Here's an example of multi-time frame analysis. I don't want today's example to be solely focused on this. I truly believe that multi-time frames is much harder to trade. It takes a little bit more of a learning curve, but I want to show you the power of this for those of you that understand it. Today's examples, when we jump on the real charts, will be only on one time frame for scalping for day traders. But here's an example of a multi-time frame setup that happened, and I want to show you the example. You use a higher time frame chart, and as soon as you have a green color background for the bars, the colors will show you the trend. As soon as you break the boss, you see this blue line here? I drew it on this smaller entry chart. I just wanted to show you that this is a 15-minute chart over here, and this is a 1-minute time frame over here. As soon as you have the higher time frame breaking on the boss, you only trade the order blocks that led to the break of structure. Okay, as soon as you get a boss, you get an order block. You only trade the order blocks as soon as you get a boss. You only trade the order blocks as soon as you get a boss. You only trade the order block that is with the big picture. Now, this is a multi-time frame setup. And this is a 15-minute chart with this is the 1-minute entry time frame. Okay. I'll be honest, this is a little bit harder to learn, but done correctly is freaking very powerful. So for those of you in here that use and like multi-time frame, this software is going to be a huge advantage. Okay, I'll show you another example. Okay, here's a short. Okay, this is a great example of a higher time frame, 15-minute. As soon as we broke the structure, red bars on the higher time frame, there's the 1 minute look. As soon as we get the boss, it breaks down. There's the entry. There's the entry. There's the entry. There's the entry. After the bosses, it has to come after a boss. It has to always come after a break of structure. Now, I'm going to tell you that this is not going to be for the new traders in here. This is going to be for those of you with a little bit more experience. But don't worry, my demo strategies in here are not going to be difficult. I just know there's a lot of multi-time frame traders in here that always ask me, can I use it on higher time frames and smaller time frames? And the answer is yes. So many of you guys are using order flow. Many of you guys are using volume profile and market profile. And how many of you guys are using all this stuff? Give me a yes. You guys are using all this stuff. You guys are looking at all this stuff, right? You're not wrong. It's very valid ways of trading. There's very, very valid methods behind this. I'm just here to tell you that it's a lot more difficult than what I'm going to teach you. Like, it's way more difficult. And you're going to arguably see that it doesn't need to be that difficult. I get it. A lot of people think that once you understand what's inside the candles, you've got a better edge. Or once you understand where the banks are doing business with the big volume profiles, you got a better edge. Yes, you're not wrong, but it's also really hard. And my job today is to remove that level of complexity and simplify down to a much cleaner chart and give you a better read of what's happening. How many of you guys would think that this is a much cleaner chart than, say, with a whole bunch of profiles on it and a whole bunch of order flow charts with a whole bunch of flashing things that are driving your subconscious mind, you know, crazy? It's a very clean read. So it's a no-brainer, right? Obviously, it's a no-brainer which one we would want to gravitate towards first, okay? So what I want to do now is I want to show you trades, okay? I want to go in and I want to show you the simple setups. I want to go in and teach you some things, okay? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you an example. I'm not going to spend time doing multi-time frame today. Okay, I'm not going to spend time going through the top-down analysis that you'll always hear about with like smart money traders. I will do a quick breakdown of the software though, so that you can see the level of work that we've put into it. This is just a higher time frame chart of some Forex markets. We could look at crude oil if you wanted to. You know, here's a higher time frame chart of crude oil. And this software will allow you to be able to control all of the smart money tool sets. It's a very, very complex piece of system. It's a very complex, not complex, but very robust user interface. And it will allow you to be able to essentially, you know, compute the ways you want to do things. You can essentially simplify the trend analysis. We can ultimately control supply and demand analysis very efficiently, just so that you understand how this looks. Now, today's demo, we don't have enough time to teach multi-time frame today. It's just not a good use of our time in the launch event. Tomorrow we can definitely do it in the private AMA that we do for all of the users of the software, and I will host multi-time frame training events. Okay, but what I do want to ask you, right? How many of you guys trade the S&P? How many of you guys trade the S&P from a day trader's perspective? I would argue majority of the audience. So what I want to do is I want to basically show you strategies. Okay, we're going to make things a little faster, a little bit bigger here. Now I've wrote on the chart here on purpose. Okay. Yesterday there was some really great trades. I want to just go and show you them. I want to show you what we do. Now, first of all, how many of you guys think that this is a clean chart? Like all I've done is I've turned off everything. I've literally turned off all of the bells and whistles and the colors and because what I want to do is I want to teach you the only swings that matter. If you look at this chart, you're going to see the bosses. Super, super simple and really, really clean. Now, Roy, the educator in our prop program, he's going to be using the software. He's going to apply the swing software or the SMC software on his charts this exact same way, because the way that we're going to be using it in the prop program, we're going to be using it strictly for the boss breaks. Could you use it for all of the other setups and the zones? And absolutely. And the user documentation will teach you all the different setups, etc. But I want to nail into what I consider the best bang for your buck, the sniper trades, right? How many of you guys want my trades, the ones that the developers look at as the edge, right? That's kind of what I'm here to show you today. So I want you to just, what we're going to do is I'm going to grab another notepad. I'm going to write some rules down. Okay. I'm going to write some rules for a couple of the setups. So setup number one, I'm going to teach you is the boss, value area high, value area low, order block. All right, order block. This is a hidden trade. The software doesn't even find this order block. I've designed this because I built it with the developers and I found something that is just insane. So I want to teach it to you. Okay, so I'm going to teach you this. So what we do is, I'll just use this example, real simple. Every time you get a boss, it has an anchor. It has a starting point. Okay, and every boss has a candle that breaks the anchor. There's a starting point, and then there's an end point. The software will do it for you, and it's automatically driven by the strength of the SMC multiplier, right? Now, what I do is, for this example, I'm going to take a volume profile. I'm just going to draw a profile around that rotation. Now I got to change the settings in here because this is the S&P on a 1 minute. Now this is a 1 minute volume chart of the micro S&P. This is a 1300 volume contract. Okay, 1300 volume. Now I want you, actually, excuse me. This was, this is actually a hybrid trade. This is both a point of control and an order block, but I'm going to teach it to you. Okay. The whole job of a profile, whenever we get a profile, right? You get a value area high, and you get a value area low. But what's important is where this profile is located. What does the value area low tell us? Can anybody tell me what the value area low tells me? Like when you have a distribution, for anybody here that understands volume profile, the point, cheap prices, Lee says, cheap prices, cheap, Phil says, yes. So when I look at this profile, the value area high is here, the value area low is here. So anything down here is considered cheap. Okay. So for longs on the break of boss, so at the break of structure, we apply a volume profile. And for longs, I look for the last down bar at or below the value area low. And for shorts, I look for the last up bar at or above the value area high. This is considered a hidden order block. Now the software will only draw the order blocks off the lowest low swing because that's technically true smart money concepts. This is the Sean Kozak modified version of 10 years of experience building 100 freaking systems. And I pay attention to things. I look at golden nuggets. This is a golden nugget. This is the last down bar at or below the value area low before the boss. That's the trade. Okay. That is the setup. You're looking for the order block that induced the down price. This was the last bar that sucked in the sellers before the lift. It's called inducement. That's why there was a down bar before the up move. And it needs to be at the value area low only after a boss break. Okay, does everybody understand that? Okay, let's go here. I want to discuss the short. I want to discuss the short. Give me a second here. I want to make sure I have the right setup. Yeah, this was a boss. This is a boss. Yeah, for a great example. So we had a huge boss here, right? No, we'll go into, it is predictive, Jonathan. You'll have those bosses forecasting in advance. Yes, give me a second. Here's the anchor. Here is the break, okay? So let's double check here. I want to see where the value area high is. So we're going to draw another profile from this break bar all the way to the anchor. Okay. Now, we're not using volume on this example. So bear with me here for a second. I'm looking for, give me a second here. We're going to take this to 3. Give me a second here. No, I think that's the wrong example. Bear with me, guys. I want to show you a different example. Yeah, that's the wrong example because it was the long. I wanted to show this one here. No, this was the wrong one. I'm going to show you another example. Yeah. We're going to discuss the long right here. Okay. I want to discuss the long. And we're going to go in here and we're going to, I'm just using different examples on the break of structure here. Okay. We're going to discuss the long. This is a point of control. Okay. This is what we call a POC. Okay. When you get a point of control test, okay, there's 2 trades here. There's 2 trades here. I'm going to go in here and we'll look at today's price action as well. There's 2 trades in this boss. There is the point of control. So let me just write the second trade. The second trade is what we consider the boss POC. Okay. There is no difference between longs and shorts because there's only one POC in the rotation. So in this example, you're going to see, let's take a look here. We'll go into, there's a point of control right here, right there. The point of control coming down into the boss. Okay. Big reaction. What do you see right below it? Anybody see what I'm seeing? I just want to see if anybody sees it. Anybody see it? See if anybody catches it. What do you see right below it? Yeah, the value, the other trade setup, the boss value area low. If we look the last down bar at the value area low that led to the break of structure, look at the trade. Okay, here's the down bar right here. Okay, double trade opportunity. Okay. There's a reason you're getting reactions because these are order blocks that led to the break of structure. This is the point of control that led to the break of structure. Okay. Let's go back here and take a look at some other examples. I want to go and find today's trading. Yeah, let's look at today's trading. Let's take a look at today. We're gonna do it together. So we never did get back up to, we had a huge sell-off. Markets are definitely selling off today. I don't know what happened. Was there news today? Anything crazy happened that drove the market down? I didn't get a chance to trade. Fed, yeah, another Fed day. Inflation, yeah. Welcome to the new world, right? CPI, inflation, price is expensive. Yeah, it's like $50 for a soft drink nowadays, right? So you see this boss here? Never got back up to it. So there's no trade. That's fine. Take a look at this one. I want you to take a look at this boss for a second. I'm going to remove that arrow because it's no longer needed. Big lift up. This is this morning. This was at 7 o'clock my time, which is the pit open for crude oil. We had a big lift up and then a big rotation down. Okay. Now, this is a 1-minute S&P volume chart. Why? Because we use volume charts in the trade room. I like to show volume charts. I prefer them over tick. You could use whatever time frames you choose. This is not applicable to a time frame. You can apply the SMC to any time frame that you want. The bosses are going to read the swings on that time frame. So this is a boss. Why? Because all of this internal structure is not important. It's not a break of structure. It's not major. It's internal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a profile. Right here, right here. Okay. Give it a second to load. I'm going to drop this down to maybe a 5. See if we can change it. Okay. And you can see the wall of volume is here. So I want to show you the point of control here. You can see the point of control, how it came back in and retested the point of control. Now, normally what you're going to do for these situations is if you're trading this at the point of control, okay, you put your entry at the point of control and you put your stop loss at the swing that led that pullback. This is the swing that they're trying to target, because the trend is this: you're trading down, break a structure, pull back to volume, back down to test the lows. That's how the market works. That's the boss break of structure. If you look directly above it, technically, depending on your settings for the volume, we tagged the last up bar that was touching the value area high. Isn't this exactly what I was just saying? This is the last up bar at the value area high or above it, right? Yeah, we'll go questions. I'll wait for after, guys. We'll go after questions. I can't do the demo and look at all questions, but I will talk about it after. So let's, the boss stands for break of structure. It's the major structure. Inside the software, we have internal and we have major, okay? So you have the ability to turn on internal or major. I have it set to internal off because I don't care about the internal zigzags of all the price action that's irrelevant, okay? Let's take a look at this one. Really quick trend, break a structure, price traded down. We never got back up to that big boss. That's why I'm not planning it. I just drew arrows. This is today's trading. So today we had a big break of structure here. So let's go in and let's draw a profile from here to here. Going to change the settings, guys, down to a 1 or a 2, whatever you want, 2 ticks per histogram, right? So let's go down here. Let's change it to 3. Let's try to do it like, let's do 3. I'm not sure if it came back up and tested it. There it is. So let's come back up and you'll see that it tagged the point of control, right? And the last up bar that was tagging the value area high. Let's just draw this. This is what we call a double whammy. These are two of the setups on top of each other, right? That's the trade. Okay. That's a good day trade. That's a scalp. The target is the swing low, right? You come back up. I'm not looking for longs. The market's trading down. I'm only looking for shorts. Okay. So I'm not looking for any longs. All of a sudden, boom, we got the break of structure here. Do you see it? Now, could you have traded long? Sure, but today's basic price action warrants a downward market. I wasn't really paying attention to anything long today. Here's another boss. All you need to do is train your eyes to see the bosses. All I want you to do right out the gates is take the easy money. Take the easy money and put it in the bank. Define your bias, long or short, and then trade the boss setups that I'm teaching you, either the point of control or the value area high, value area low order blocks, okay? Because those are the money shots. That's the easy money. That's the really easy to see, easy to trade setups. Take a look at this. We draw the profile from the anchor to the ending bar that broke the boss. I'm going to set my profiles. This is just set to a little bit bigger because I have it applied to the NASDAQ as well. Let's take a look. And there's the point of control. It came right up to the POC and you got the flip, right? Now, remember, your target is the swing low. So if you don't have a large swing, you don't try to hit for large swings. You take the short on the POC, you drop it down to the swing, okay? Could you have gotten more? Sure. That's not the point, okay? Now let's continue down. Let's continue down. I was just looking at today's price action. Take a look right here. Another boss. This happened at 11 o'clock Eastern time. Let's draw the profile right here. from the breaking bar all the way to the anchor. Okay. Let's change the setup. Let's change the ticks per histo to 2 or 3. Where's the point of control? There it is. Okay, the point of control is here. Let's draw the level. You can see it. The point of control that led to the boss. There it is, right back down to test the swing. That's a decent day trade. These are scalps. It's a 1-minute chart, right? Could you got more? Sure. You know, you could have got a lot more out of that if you wanted to. Okay. Now, what's interesting is, if you don't know by now, you're also seeing overlap. This was the last up bar that was touching the value area high that led to the break of structure. By definition, you've got the order block right on top of it, like this, holding that POC. And these are the two setups that I love. I just can't stand complication. Like, I like simple things. These are very simple setups that are very easy to trade, right? Now let's take a look. We had a boss break after a boss break, right? So we got another opportunity. You have this opportunity every single day to keep looking at the break of structures on whatever time frames you're trading. Okay, let's turn this down to say 2. I have it set a little bit bigger for bigger time frames, so I'm just dropping it down. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the order block. Let's take a look at the order block setup that just happened right here. There it is, the last up bar at the very high. What happened? They come right up to the order block that led to the break of structure. I'm not making this stuff up. There's the POC short. There's the order block short. Last up bar that led to this boss. After every boss, expect a retracement to the swing that drove the boss. This is why it's called smart money. They induce the stops on the push. They suck them back into the level where they want to induce the next push. That's called smart money trading, guys. Like, that's what this is all about. Okay. You had an opportunity to short the POC here for a quick scalp. Not a lot of target objective because the low was right here. So that's why you would be aiming for this. Okay. If you have a question and I don't see it, it's because I have the chats turned off on my end. I'm not looking, but I will look after, so I'm not ignoring you, okay? There's another boss here. We got bang, 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 trade after trade after trade. Let's just keep going. This was today on the S&P, guys. So I just want to show you, I'm going example by example. I'm teaching how to do it. I just take the rotation. I'm going to turn my profiles down, take the setting down to ticks per histo so that you guys can see it. All right. And let's take a look at the POC. There's the POC trade. There was the point of control. Very simple. You guys are getting the point. There it is. Okay. Just one winner after another winner. This is today, guys. This is today, right? Like, I can only show you as most recent examples as possible, right? I've been looking for shorts. I would not be looking for longs because of the environment today. Could you have gotten along? Sure. I'm just not really interested. And take a look. Let's take a look at what just happened. Like, this is the last real-time order block that just happened in real time. Let's take a look where that value area high is. Let's draw this profile down a little bit. So you could have got a little bit of a scalp off the POC. I'm more interested in the order block. More interested in the order block. What did they do? Came right up to the order block. The last up bar at the value area high that led to the boss. Are you guys seeing this? This is real time. Okay. This is the last up bar above the value area high that led to that boss. The boss is led by the smart money. You need the smart money to show you the swing structure that is basically, yeah, it's not available in TradingView, nor would we ever design it on TradingView. Yeah, it's a charting platform. It's not meant for trading. It's not really, yeah. So for this is the last up bar that led to the break of structure. Okay. You can see they didn't spend much time there. Okay. Now let's go take, how many of you guys trade the NASDAQ? How many of you guys trade the NASDAQ? Like I could show you the NASDAQ, like it's no different. Let's just take a look at today. Like I could go back over here. Let's take a look at this. So, plan the short. Do that, plan the long maybe. Let's take a look. What was it? The long here, yeah. Let's take a look. Maybe I had it on the wrong side. I'm going to take a look here. I did that yesterday. So let's take a look at yesterday's trades. Let's take a look at this last boss. Like I just like showing examples of how to do it. There's this is amazing. The last down bar that led to the move that broke the structure. Okay. So where did they take it? Right there. Because of this, that's the boss. The software tells you where to trade the rotation, which rotations to be paying attention to. Why are we not doing anything up here? It's all internal. It's all internal structure. It's not needed. Okay. Really big level here. Take a look at this really big rotation. Okay. Take a look at this. All the way to that anchor. Let's take a look here. Take a look. Point of control setup way over here. I want to take a look at the last up bar. Where is it here? Let's take a look at it. The last up bar, it was here. This was the last up bar, this one here, and then this one here on top of it. So I would arguably draw these two like this. I just want to show you some other examples of some really big rotations. Okay, so we can see. That's where they stop the market. Yeah, right here on that really big rotation, right? And it's interesting how you can see how they react off of the top one. The really good one was the full candle that was above the trap. So you can see that there was a really, I'm going to delete this one here. This one here was the one that was right above the value high, which is where they stopped the market at the highs there yesterday, which is really exciting to see that, right? Like you can see that, right? Let's go here in another example. Let's take a look at this long one. And I'll just draw this. And I just want to teach you how to do this. This is the last up bar that was at the very high that hit it to the tick. So let's take a look at this long order block as well. So you'll see another one here where they come in, they're pushing, break. So what you do is you take the volume profile, you draw it around, there it is, and you draw the profile like this. You look for the value area low. You'll notice how this one is not below it. So you take the last one, this one. That's the bar you want to be paying attention to. Why do you think that is? Because it's called smart money for a reason. The smart money sucks the sellers in, boom, and they squeeze them. So when they come back to retest the inducement, that's called inducement. And we have training on that in the user documentation. But for now, let's just show you how to do the setups. There's that's a day trade. That's an NQ trade. That's a really nice NQ scalp for the day. Right? Let's take a look at this one. This is a short, so let's wait for it to break the order block. We have a new rotation right here. I'm just trying to teach you setup after setup after setup. Okay. Where is the order block here? Let's take a look. And let's take a look. Yeah, right there. So depending on how you draw it right here, like depending on how granular your profile was, will determine if this candle was touching the value high or this one. But I think it's this one. Yeah, it's that one there. There's the value high short that came from that one. So there's another example, right, of just setup. You could have traded the point of control too. There was the point of control setup right here that happened, right? There's a nice trade, and then there's the bigger one off the order block. But it all has to do with the boss, right? Like I'm teaching you the entry locations, but without the boss, like you're a sitting duck in the water, right? Because you can't just go and apply this to everything. Like let's just take a look at today, for example. Like let's go here to today. This is the NASDAQ today. I'm sure most of you guys are looking at the NASDAQ. For those of you that are day trading, this is a 1 minute chart of the NASDAQ. Okay, so and short POC very high. I'm not sure why that's there. It might have been a misprint, but short POC. So maybe there was a setting I had set up. Let's take this one off. And let's go here. Let's wait for it to load. So there's the point of control. They come down, they take the break right to the POC, right? They never did get up here to test the order block. The order block was a little bit higher on this one. They never did test it. The last up bar that was testing the very high. See it? That was at or above. Never did come to test it. We never did get back up here to this one, this one. Let's take a look. I didn't check this one. Maybe it was because the market hadn't traded this morning yet. We're looking at it. Let's take a look. Where's the very high in here? Let's take a look. Point of control. Let's take a look here. There's two trades here. If you're not seeing them by now, like I don't know what to tell you. There's the point of control. But what's interesting is it's really a double trade. These are a double whammy. The last up bar that was before the inducement. Now you can see the trap they set. There's the swing. All the buyers that are thinking, oh, we're going higher, we're an uptrend, and then they suck them into the smart money, and then bingo, bango, you can see the drop. Like, I can't make this up. These bosses are like, why am I drawing my profile here and not all the way in all these other places? Like, that's the more important thing you should be asking. Like, why is Sean drawing the profile there? That's really what we're here to do today, is to show you the boss is, and I made you a promise. I made you a promise earlier about, you know, your dreams becoming a reality, and like finally this could be the way that you trade and it overcomes a lot of the other things that you've ever been doing. Our software, you're going to find when you install it and use the user manual, it does 100 other things. But I truly think that the best use of your time and my time today is to show you how to make as much frickin' money as possible using this setup, so that it pays for the software, and then everything else is a bonus. If all you did tomorrow was load a chart of the S&P and the NASDAQ on these time frames and just did exactly what I'm doing today, I can assure you the results will be different than you're used to experiencing. Yeah, it has, well, they're completely two different things, Kevin, and we'll get into that in a second. So wait for a second. There's the break of structure here. Take a look, and we're going to talk about how this is going to be used in the trading room, how this is going to be used with all the other setups. Now, remember, for many of you guys that are using the uni zones is a supply and demand order block software, but they calculate the order blocks differently. This is the Sean Kozak hidden golden nugget trade. Like, nobody even uses this other than what I'm showing you. Like, I've never seen another influencer or another trader or any other really smart money guy that's ever looked at the last up bar or last down bar at the value areas with a break of structure, because they don't teach it this way. Nobody does, because nobody brings it down to the day trading realm. Everybody's looking at the 4 hour, down to the 60, down to the 15, down to the 5, time the 1, and next thing you know, you need to be a rocket scientist to understand it. And yeah, the user manual will definitely explain all of the other features. Absolutely. Yeah. Jeff is a master at this stuff when he builds that stuff. So let's take a look at this one. Let's just keep going. Another break structure. On to the next. On to the next. Let's take a look at the last down bar, up bar right here. Last up bar that was touching that. There it is. I don't even know, because these are new ones to me. Yeah, well, this is using the auction in the right context to the break of structure. This is taking market structure and then taking auction theory and using auction theory, order blocks, and the smart money concepts all as a combo. If you were to ask me what type of a setup this is a market structure, SMC, volume profile, and order block trade. This is what my secret sauce is. This is my secret. Where would you put your stop? Great question. Great question. So when I get into this trade here, it's one thing to show the entry, but everybody wants to know where do I put my stop and where do I put my entry? So I want you to think about this. Where should the furthest target be? Obviously, the swing low that led the pullback is where the objective is, because if this trade is supposed to work, it's going to go down and attack the low that drove the pullback. So I would arguably put a 2-to-1 trade on here. You know, you could easily put a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio on this, and you would have your 2-to-1 entry at the swing right there. That would be your 2-to-1 target like that. Aim for the high or low swing. Yeah, absolutely. Aim for the swing low and scale out on the way. Absolutely. Something like that. That would be a great place like this. That would be a great way to plan it. Yeah. 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 target like that. Yeah. You're not dealing with huge stops. If you're trading for bigger R multiples on these as well. So let's take a look at this one. If I was looking at it from this, there's another boss, right? Let's just keep going here. New boss. Now, I really like the order block at value highs and lows. Like this one here, when I see the point of control stuck right at the lows, that's a little bit more of a dangerous trade because you don't have much room for profit. Now, could it work? Absolutely. You know, they came up to tag it and they dropped. But I mean, to me, I'm more interested in this order block at the highs way up here, but we never got up there to test it. And they had the drop. There it is. So there's another trade. Let's continue. So let's take a look at this one. Just keep going. This is this morning at 11 o'clock going into the European close, almost at the end of the trade room session, if I'm not mistaken, Roy. So where is the order block? Point of control is there, and you can take a look at where the level would be. There's the point of control, and there's the order block. Let's draw it here. The last, this one here you could use, but I'm going to use this one here. So they never did get back up there. Maybe they did. See, they did test the order block here, but look how they came back into that. They came right back up into that order block right up here. And so where would the target be for this? This is a great example. The point of control is very close to the order block. I will always take the order block over the POC. If the point of control is way above there like that, I will always choose the order block for me. So what's going to happen here, guys? I see a bunch of questions. Like I said, I'm going to go over them after I'm focused on the demo, guys. So I'll read them after. So when we look at this and we take a look at this risk reward profile, I'm going to target the swing low down at the bottom. You see, wow, that's a big trade. Well, it's a really big pullback. And that's the difference between a complex internal structure. That's why our software is doing what it's doing. All of this is internal structure to this major low and this major high. And this is what most traders will never do correctly. You will never be able to get this right on your own. It's impossible. Mathematically, you need to understand the zigs and the zags and the pullbacks, the depth of market. You have to know, like, is this retracement big enough? Is this truly a depth of swing that's going to create major structure or minor structure? You can't do that on your own, which is why it takes months and months and months to truly master smart money trading. Or you can let our indicator do it all for you and then really simplify the settings down to look at and basically the order block the way I'm teaching it. So what I'm going to do is I'll take the entry like this and I will target the 2-to-1 target down here. That will be my trade right here. Came right down there to test the T1, and you would have moved to break even after T1 because clearly you don't give it back. But you would have got your first target on that trade for sure. And that's a big target, right? Now, as I said, I wouldn't be looking for longs. Could you plan a long trade? Sure, but I just don't think it's wise. That's why this was just a pullback reaction. I bet you there was a value area high and a value area low. That was probably a reaction off the order block. But like I said, I'm not interested in longs today. I'm only interested in shorts due to the sell-off, right? Continue down, continue down. And there was a break of structure here. You can see it. Let's take a look at the last one. Take a look at this last one. This is the last one that I have in real time. And let's take a look at the last up bar that drove the down bar. Okay. Up in here, you can take a look at this. I would prefer on tight swings like this. I will normally look for this one here. You could take this one. You could take this one. You might have got a stop on this if you did do this. I'm going to increase the profiling just a little bit more. Probably drop it down to like 5. Let's take a look here. Bear with me here for a second. Yeah, I would do this. I would actually take this order block right here. That's the last up bar that's at or above the value high. The reason I dropped the granularity down on the profiles is I want the right value high. I want if I'm using a point of control, I'll increase the ticks per histo. If I'm using the value high or low, I'm going to drop the granularity down because I truly want the value high to be as granular as possible. Why? Because it's tick data. It's giving me the best value high, which you can see is the last up bar that drove to that trade. You can see that. And that's why that trade worked. Okay. So guys, I can do this all day long. We're going to do it together. We're going to do it together in the AMA tomorrow with the traders that are using this. And did you guys think, what do you guys think of that? Give me a yes that you found that to be like, holy shit, like very easy, super simple. Like I didn't see a stop out, and like I don't care about back testing. Like I don't need to impress you. Like how many winning trades? Like let's just go back and do them all, and you'll see for yourself. Like I just did. I just pulled as many examples from today, and I pulled as many examples from yesterday to give you as much realized data. Like, and yeah, we could call it the holy shit indicator. Scott says, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Richard says, I don't know what the software does. Yeah, it's locating the bosses. That's one thing it's doing. Let's go back in real quickly and show you what else it does, just so you can see. That's just the simplified version of why I'm giving you my golden nugget trades. That's my golden nugget trades. These are Sean's hidden gems. Okay, I'm trying to give you alpha stuff that takes you guys years to figure out and deliver it without you having to be a rocket scientist. Here's another example of what our software is going to do. It's going to allow you to change the trend based off bosses. So you can tell it to how many trends you want it to look for so that it changes the color of internal and external structure. It's also going to allow you to turn off the internal structure. It's going to show you the change of character. It's going to show you the supply and demand analysis. This is true smart money concepts, higher time frame, top-down analysis. Like this is, it's the most sophisticated market structure concept you can learn. It's why it's called smart money for a reason. But I didn't want to use today's time to trying to teach you the most difficult stuff first. I wanted to show you the easiest way to make a boatload of cash tomorrow if you just took these two charts, the 1300 volume and the 1200 volume, and you set up the workspace like I've got here now. It'll come with the software, and just take the bosses and apply the profiles and trade the order blocks at the value highs or lows or the points of controls. Like that's my setup. It's a signature move. Works on any market, Nikki. Yeah, it works on any market. Now let me go in, and so I can go back and I can respect everybody's questions. I see a lot of valuable questions that came in before the most current ones, so I don't want to pick favorites here. Give me a second. I want to just go back into the presentation. Okay. Here's a trade I took. This is an example of an order block trade that I took. And here's the boss. Here's the rotation. The last up bar that was at the value high, I took the order block. So I took the order block, I traded this as a full-size contract, took it on a 2-lot, and I got both targets. It was a great trade. Paid me nice, right? This was an example, and I posted in the Discord. So I'll give you an example. You see where my stop loss, the entry is here? I'm always targeting the swing low that created the pullback to the move. So if I'm putting my entry in here, I have a 1-to-1 target here. You could have a 0.5 as well, because if you're prop trading, you might want to go for 0.5s as well. And if you're using the combines or you're in the Apex funding with regards to our prop firm and our prop program, anybody that's using the software that is in our prop program is going to want to scale out and bank some profits quickly, right? But anybody that knows the power of this is going to be able to also trade for, you know, bigger objectives, because the software will give you the bigger moves. Like this tool set will tell you where the bigger moves are going to happen, because you're trading at the auction highs and lows of value in the rotations. Okay. Now, this is a presentation event. This is not a training event. So anybody that's asking questions on training, you're going to have to come to the webinar tomorrow where we do the training, right? Because, yeah, well, this was the last trade I took before rollover, Scott. Yeah. So let's go in here. And So I gotta, you know, the reality is like, and I don't know where you're at. I don't know what your trading results are. Everybody has their own reality. Everybody's in a different ball game, but we're all here to define the same goal, right? You have a choice to make, right? Today you're going to have to make a choice. If you're going to continue to do what you're doing, and you know, maybe you got some great tools and you are what you are, but I would challenge you to think that if you were making so much money and you were really crushing it, you wouldn't be here today, because you wouldn't need to be here today. So the other option is to use what I've shown you today to go out the gate swinging tomorrow and join me in a private training where we do this again. We'll visually do the back testing. We'll go over it, deep dive Q&A for only people that are using the software, because I don't want to be having a whole bunch of people that don't have it and are asking questions that are completely outside the scope of what we're doing. And my time is valuable, and so is yours, right? So that's the choice. It's a very simple choice. To be a part of my private trade room tomorrow, I'm going to be hosting a private room tomorrow. And all we're going to do is back test setups. All we're going to do is teach the trade setups. All we're going to do is do exactly what we were doing today. The only difference is you'll have direct access to me privately. And the only way you can get in it is if you buy the software today. The only way you'll have access to that is if you guys get you purchase the launch today. So I would strongly encourage you guys to take advantage of today's discount pricing. You know, it's, if you want the best of the best, join the best and leave the rest, right? And you know, that's kind of just the way we have it. So I'm going to run a poll, guys, and it's a very simple, no bullshit kind of poll. I'm a straight shooter, and I expect everybody here as well. And do me a favor and just answer it. If you're in this webinar, I know how many attendees are here, so I want everybody to just let me know. It's either yay or nay. Let me know, because I need to know how many people are going to be in tomorrow's training. I need to know, because I need to be able to prepare the amount of demo time so that we know how long we can run the AMA training, right? And like, trust me, guys, like, you're going to be grateful that you're in that training, because I'm going to be talking shop. We're going to be doing some serious setups. All I'm going to be doing is application. There's not going to be any PowerPoints. We're not going to be sitting there going over hocus pocus. Like, I want to show you how to make serious coin using my 2 signature trades. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over them. And then after that, you can join the, you know, you can do all of the extra stuff and go over the weekend and watch the video, you know, watch the user documentation and all that extra stuff, right? And anybody in here that has questions, okay, anybody in here that has questions, I'm going to have Jim send you an email to book a call with him and do a quick deep dive real quickly, right? But don't waste your time or his, because you're going to need to get in to get access to the private training. The recording will be available to anybody that purchases software, yes. Yeah, if you can't go in tomorrow, anybody that can't make tomorrow, don't worry, you're not going to miss out. We'll record it and give it to everybody. Yes. Yes, as long as you're as long as you're using the tool, yes. Yeah. So Jim, maybe you want to keep posting that link in for anybody that didn't get it, or, you know, just keep putting it in there for people. And I can assure you this, tomorrow is going to be freaking awesome, because I made you a promise that this is going to be the simplest thing you ever trade. And I mean that. Like, for those of you that are looking for something seriously different to happen in your business, give me an opportunity to mentor you in tomorrow's private training using this software. I can assure you this, you will leave there a happy camper. We'll only be looking at the 1-minute charts on the S&P and the NASDAQ tomorrow. We might pull up crude if we get a little fancy, but I really like to look at volume-driven timeframes and volume-driven charts on volume-driven markets, right? Okay. Now I've got about 44% of you have answered the poll, which means 60% of you have not answered this poll. So can you guys do me a favor and just answer the poll so that we know how to handle and help you? I don't ask for much. I spend months trying to help you. Throw me a bone here, guys. And let me know so that we can get a good understanding of what to gauge for training. I want to also be able to, maybe if we have a bigger audience, maybe you know, then we can make it a little longer. And guys, I've been working on this for a long time. Okay, I've been working on this for a very long time. But more importantly, trying to find the best setups. Like, I spend a lot of time back testing different concepts, teaching my educators different ways to trade it. And you know, it's like when you drive a car, you don't need to have all the features on at the same time, right? Like when you drive a luxury piece of software, you don't need to use it all at the same time. Like, if you could really throttle just a couple things in it and really crush the market, I'm going to teach you those things tomorrow. Okay. And if anybody in here is not a member of the prop program and you're thinking of joining the prop training program and you're looking to double dip on the discounts, shoot Jim an email. Okay. Because we have a quarterly price tag on that, and he'll throw you in a combo deal, and we'll give you a combo Big Mac sandwich, and we'll throw you a combo discount. I'm here to help you guys. I mean business. Like, the prop program is for serious traders looking to trade prop accounts. This software will be used in our prop program as well. You can use it with anything, because you can use the SMC as a standalone system, or you can use it as an enhancement to everything else we do. Okay. You guys are in good hands. I got 60% of the attendance has responded to the poll. Throw me a bone here, guys. There's a few of you stragglers out there that are looking to tell me, do you want us to help you, or are you guys in? Let me know where you're at. Okay. And if you can't answer the poll when you're on a mobile device, right? I don't ask a lot of anyone to trade man. Yeah, I can assure you, Larry, that I've been back testing software for a long time, and I've been testing software. I've built over 70 systems. These two setups are really badass. And the one that I really love is the order block at the value area high, value area low. Okay. Yeah, we'll be doing live examples tomorrow. That's the whole point of tomorrow's owners only event. That's tomorrow's VIP training. We're just going to be looking at the S&P and the NASDAQ tomorrow during live markets. Yeah. We're going to be going over the session, setting up I'm going to be going over the exact rules. We're going to be going over exact way to do your analysis. And essentially, that's exactly what tomorrow is going to be. Yeah. Yeah. Because I could easily do these webinars, guys, and just, you know, show you a couple examples of some screenshots of what the software does, but not teach you some of the ways that I would look to use it, because I built it with the developers. Right? Like, there's some hidden mojo, so to speak, right? Like, you know, you get the VIP advantage. And I'm not here to try to pump the sizzle. I'm just being honest with you, right? You know, when we build these tools, we see things that a lot of people don't. And, you know, we have that advantage of back testing and beta testing the tools and really seeing, hey, look at this. Hey, look at that. Like, this is really working well. And I can assure you that's why I did that. So, guys, for everybody that asked, I have questions, please contact me. Jim will reach out to you, okay? And we will follow up. I want to thank everybody for being here. Yeah, you know, we wouldn't be here without you guys. And we'll send out today's recording to everybody so that you can watch it. And yeah, that's a great concept. Larry says, I believe you. I just don't trust myself anymore. And give me a chance to help you. This is one of the reasons why I'm asking you to, at the beginning, I said, if you've got your guard up, put it down for a day and give me a chance to work with you, because the whole point of the setups that I'm teaching is to take everything that we're doing and only look at the simplest things. I will make sure that even a monkey sitting on a branch with a banana can trade this. Okay. I'm here to share with you that I will help you tomorrow. I'm not here to give you some complex trading system. The whole point, let me ask you this. You tell me if I look at the S&P, give me a second. I'm going to open up this chart for a second. Okay, let's do this here. I'm going to turn off everything. We're going to turn up all the drawing tools. Okay. You tell me, is that a clean chart? It's the cleanest chart you're ever going to trade in your freaking life. I don't know anybody in this event that has a chart this clean right now on their workspace. I guarantee it. What about yesterday? What about that? Is that a clean chart? What about this? It can be used for anything. What about this? Okay. Look at this on the gap off the open. I don't even know. This is like back on September 11. I didn't even look at the market that day. Break a structure. The last down bar that led to the boss. Our software will do all of these bosses for you. That's the whole point. Break a structure, break a structure. Now I've got the settings tweaked. Like I said, my flavor, my secret is knowing how the software is built. I've built this workspace for you. I've got this is automatic settings to determine the swing analysis that is calculating the internal structure. We've set the multipliers different for every market. So that's why I've done a lot of testing on the S&P and the NASDAQ, which is why I'm trying to tell you that when you come to the VIP training event, you're getting months of my time all jammed into a 2-hour deep dive that's going to save you a year of back testing. And I'm here to share with you a great example. Look at this boss like the day before. We're in an uptrend. Market's moving up. Break a structure. The last up bar in that rotation, I guarantee you this is the last down bar that led to that gap. There's a reason for it. What about the chalk? What about it? Like I said, there's all of the other stuff the software is doing. There's a whole other myriad of things that go into smart money concepts. Let me explain that. I'm going to show you an example. Okay. I'm going to show you an example. Give me a second. Example here. I'm going to show you an example of some of the other more advanced things on the smart money concepts. Go down to the indicator section. Okay. I'm going to go down to the SMC for a second, right down here. If you click on this, okay, and you go in here, there's a whole lot of other stuff that's going on that you're going to learn inside of the smart money concepts that is taking it to a whole nother level of training. But if I went into this today and all I did was confuse 90% of people on all the more advanced stuff that can be done with the software, none of you would want to use it. Because smart money concepts are for smart money traders, which means you're probably the top 10 of the elites, right? But I take complex things and I've been really good at simplifying them down to making really good money using advanced concepts. So instead of you going down the rabbit hole and trying to learn all of this advanced stuff that's everywhere, all I want to do is show you how to take the more powerful things, which are the boss concepts, and then combine them with 10 years of market profile and volume profile trading experience and supply and demand trading experience that I have, and show you how to use it. Because that's exactly what I'm doing here. So here's a great example, random day and time. Let's go back, another example of another setup, and I'll leave with this, okay? The last down bar that led to the boss. Like you guys can see it. There is no sugar, there is no cherry picking. I'm going randomly in time, finding bosses, and I'm applying the profile. No, this is not an order block that is So let me explain this. We do draw the order blocks. Okay, we do draw the order blocks. And some of the order blocks will be drawn for you, Richard, yes. But my trade setup is not traditional smart money. My trade setup is Sean's golden nugget. So I will let you be able to use the standard smart money order blocks. That's the whole point. It's an extra pro of using the tool. But like I said, I have 2 golden goose setups that I use that are not normally part of SMC logic, but I'm using SMC to be the backbone to it. I'm taking my experience in using supply and demand and auction theory and combining it with profiles to be the most cleanest, simplest trade setup that you've ever traded. And I'm here to say that with the utmost clarity. Like when I mean it's a simple, clean trade setup, it's a simple, clean trade setup, right? That's the whole point. Okay. Yeah, it's such a powerful combination, Tom. Like it really is. Yeah, it really is. So do me a favor. I got 65% of you. Before we end this event, can you do me a favor and fill out the poll? Are you in it to win it, or do you need us to help you with some questions? Please fill out the poll. Do me a favor. Drop me a little bit of a bone there. Throw me a bone, fill it out, and then we'll end the event. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the presentation, right? I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time being here. I hope you guys found value in it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. You don't see the poll, Peter. It's probably because you're on a mobile device or whatnot. There's probably a few of you that aren't on a mobile. It's fine. We will announce the winner tonight or tomorrow. You'll need to purchase today to be in the event. If you do purchase and you are the winner, trust me when I say this, they're not going to make jokes about it. Like we've had to refund you, so we will refund you. Yeah. You'll just get an automatic refund in PayPal. So don't worry, don't stress out about that. Right. Okay. Good. Guys, thanks for being here. You know, I'm really looking forward to trading with you guys and back testing and doing all that and being your liaison and your mentor tomorrow. And did you guys enjoy the presentation? Give me a yes. You found this to be great. You took something out of it. You know, I think it was a great presentation. I think it was you guys were great feedback, great audience, great interaction, guys. And looking forward to having you guys in there tomorrow. And we'll be going over other AMAs with the prop traders specifically for the prop trading program. For those of you that are in the prop program, we'll be doing more AMAs, part of your excess training there. Don't worry, we got you covered, right? So guys, have a fantastic day. Happy trading and get ready for some smart money, you know, ching money in a thing trading tomorrow. We're going to get into it and we're going to have a great time. So guys, have a great, I don't announce the winner, guys. Ashley does. She goes through the randomizer 10,000 and I don't know, she has some type of a system she does and I don't know, but there's always somebody that wins. So rest assured, if you purchase today and you end up winning, she's not in this event, so she doesn't know or anything like that. So she's not a part of this, right? So, but don't worry, if you purchase, you'll get refunded if you win. Yeah. Have a great day, guys. Take care and happy trading. Jim, if you want to post those links here one last time so everybody has it. And you guys are rocking and rolling. We'll create a thread in the Discord for SMC as well. I think we're going to need one if we got this many users. Yeah, it'll be great. Would you guys like us to create an SMC thread in the Discord so that everybody can communicate for SMC concepts? Yeah, fantastic. We got you covered. We'll take care of it. Yeah. Jim, you got that link? Let's take a look here. Oh, where it is here. Let me go and find it. We'll email out. There it is. There it is, guys. All right, guys. Have a fantastic day. Take care.